This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, Heather, ho there, it's Jeff Cutastrophe, and welcome to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday, November the 19th, was a former NFL wide receiver who actually was pretty good. All that. He was once known as Bobby Moore, but changed his name to convert to Islam. He was a star football player at the University of Oregon and would play in the NFL for many seasons. He would transition to TV and become a studio analyst, game reporter, and anchor for several sports, not just football, but basketball, most notably being the host of NBA Inside Stuff for 14 years. He's done a lot of stuff. He's part of the digital content team for the New York Knicks. His name is Ahmad Rashad, who's now 74 years old. He was born Bobby Moore in Portland, Oregon, and his family moved to Tacoma, Washington. But he would accept a scholarship to the University of Oregon and did well and all that. Moore, as he was known for, actually converted from being Pentecostal to Islam and started studying Islam in college. He decided to legally change his name to Ahmad Rashad, which means admirable one led to truth. He adopted his last name from his mentor, biochemist Rashad Khalifa. So whatever you want to call him, Bobby Moore or Ahmad Rashad, which I guess Rashad, he was good for Oregon and all that. In the same backfield as Dan Feld, who was quarterback for Oregon in 1971. He had the most rushing yards, receptions, and points in Oregon history when he left. So the 1972 NFL draft had happened, and Buffalo at the first pick, he took Walt Patulski from Notre Dame. Since he took Sherman White from Cal, the Bears took Lionel Anton from Southern Illinois, and then came Rashad's turn as the St. Louis Cardinals, not to be confused with the baseball team, but the football team, the Cardinals, picked him 4th overall. He was part of the all-rookie team, but unfortunately the Cardinals were terrible. However, once Don Coryell, was named head coach in 1973, Cardinals took off. But Coryell would trade Rashad to Buffalo for backup quarterback Dennis Shaw. Rashad was known for being roommates with O.J. Simpson on road trips and all that. Unfortunately, he would miss the whole 1975 season because of a knee injury in the final preseason game. Buffalo let him go. Seattle actually had a chance to pick up Rashad as part of their rookie season. However, they traded him days before the start of the season to Minnesota for a future draft pick. He would fail the physical, but because of Frank Tarkenton's holdout, he was kept on the team. And Rashad was there when the Vikings got to the Super Bowl. Rashad looked pretty good for the Vikings and would play 6 years for the Vikings. However, his most famous moment happened in December 1980 as the Vikings were hosting the Browns. A win for the Vikings meant the NFC Central. Tyler Kramer would throw a massive Hail Mary pass, and Rashad somehow in some way caught the ball and got into the end zone, and the Vikings won the Central and took care of Cleveland, who ironically were known as the Cardiac Kids, if you will, because Cleveland had so many major comebacks. It was known as the Miracle at the Met, for the catch being at Metropolitan Stadium when the Vikings were still playing outside. So he did his job and all that. Rashad was named to the College Football Hall of Fame in 2007. But anyway, Rashad in his professional career with the Cardinals, Bills, and Vikings, 495 catches, 6,800 plus yards, and 44 touchdowns. Rashad would soon, after his football career, cover football, basketball, and baseball. So he did a lot of things and all that. He hosted the reality show Celebrity Mole, and of course NBA Inside Stuff for 16 years. So Rashad knew what he could do. Ahmad Rashad would always be the one to interview Michael Jordan when NBC wanted MJ to be interviewed. All that. Rashad is actually the narrator of highlight films for NBA teams, championship teams since 2012, and works with the Knicks as part of their digital content team. Rashad actually signed a 2-day contract with the 76ers before the launch of NBA Inside Stuff. It was a publicity stunt. He was allowed to practice with the team and play in the preseason game the next day. So anyway, he did all that. Rashad had a 20-foot shot, and it was amazing. The Sixers won, and Rashad had perfect record and all that. So he announced his retirement from the game of basketball in a post-game interview. So yeah, he was part of the Sixers in the preseason, taking one shot. The problem was that Rashad actually had been married 5 times and divorced 4 times, having 6 children. So anyway, it was huge and all that. Rashad had 2 marriages and actually had a fling with Priscilla Ayers Allen, aka Claire Huxtable, on The Cosby Show. NBC was doing the Thanksgiving Day game between the Jets and the Lions, and he decided to propose to her live on air from the NBC football studios and all that. And, you know, Claire Huxtable said yes. So Rashad was happy that he got a wife. But Claire Huxtable, Priscilla Ayers Allen, actually this was her 3rd marriage herself. Rashad had gained a stepson, and after a year of marriage they had a daughter, Condola, together. After 16 years of marriage, they divorced. And then in 2007, Rashad would marry his 4th wife, Sale Johnson, who was divorced from Woody Johnson, the Jets owner. So anyway, they adopted a daughter. All that. They were divorced in 2013, and Rashad married a psychologist from South Florida. So yeah, that's kind of weird. How he's married 5 times, and you know, his most prolific marriage was to Claire Huxtable of The Cosby Show. That's what he's known for, in a sense. So, yeah, Ahmad Rashad, you know, he was nervous during the marriage proposal, and it was live on national TV, so kind of weird, don't you think? But he was a weird guy. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond, I do.